Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to IWA Warroom, episode 19, all exclusive. I am your host, Larry. I'm here to go over Warpath to Glory Night 2. We will be having a Night 3 this week. Also, stay tuned for SPW Anarchy Archives on the SPW page. Stay tuned for October as the feast or release concept will be determined, and we'll see how that will go. The Wrestle Wars World Cup will be coming up as well. SPW Violence No Matter What will be happening on the 31st. There will be a crossover on September 28th between SPW, IWA, and RCL. That will be very interesting to see how that will go. And I'm very interested to see how Night 3 of Warpath to Glory will go this week, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a crazy one, guaranteed. I hope everybody is having a good day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. Also, if you missed Warpath to Glory Night 2 and Night 1, please go check those out. They were both incredible, and I'm very excited to see what Night 3 will have to offer. It's been banger after banger for each night, and each night has been a spectacle, and IWA is unique and unpredictable, and you never know what's going to happen, and whatever happens next, please stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of big things coming. And the 8th Day's arrival have shook the whole roster. If nobody has seen, the 8th Day have made a statement and an impact. And they are not just going to stop. Like, they seem to be running rush shot for anybody and everybody. Everybody's a target, not just one person. Locker room unity is needed. And it is a dark time right now for IWA. Now, to go over IWA Warpath to Glory Night 2, the 8th Day took on the mighty Daryl Williams and James Smith. And let me tell you, it was no easy task to go. Let me tell you. We had Mighty team up and ask around the locker room who would join him. Daryl Williams joined at his side. James Smith, the hardcore champion, joined at his side. But then, the 8th Day came in and they had a third partner that was not announced. And then it turned out to be VJ, the one that they took out previously. The man that we thought was all for IWA, but no. He joined the 8th Day. And they are trying to exact everybody of their sins. And they are doing just that. And the Mighty was caught off guard, I think, during that matchup. It was elimination, but it ended in a draw from both teams, which was very unique and interesting. And I was shocked at the outcome. I thought we were going to get a clear winner, but like I said, the 8th Day is not going anywhere. And the IWA is not going anywhere. None of us are going to back down. Everybody is united. Riley said a promo that was very interesting to say where her allegiance is live, and it was very anonymous. We don't really know where Riley's loyalties lie. But that, it was insane, and that did not just end there, ladies and gentlemen. There was a lot more chaos that happened going forward. And if nobody saw it, please go watch the replay and check it out. And this is all exclusive, so if anybody would like to hop on, please hop on, feel free. But I'm very interested to see what will happen, especially after VJ did what he did, which was shocking to a lot of people. I don't think anybody saw VJ doing that. VJ, a longtime favorite, turned his back on the people, and I'm hoping to get some word and answers from him whenever he's ready to come on. Now, next up was a last man standing between Jack Graves and Ari Hale. Both men made it to the King of the Ring finals with Blind Man. Jack Graves was eliminated first. Came down to Ari and Blind Man. Ari lost to Blind Man. Blind Man became the King of the Ring winner from night one. And then they had a match in a last man standing. And it was a war. Both men did everything they could to pick up the victory. Both men went back and forth, and they tried their best to pick up the win. But in the end, it was the devastating brutality of Jack Graves that overcame Ari Hale. And I'm very interested to see what's next for Jack Graves going forward and Ari Hale. And Ari Hale's night did not stop there, which we shall talk about as we go through this card. Welcome, Philip Thomas. Hello, sir. Next up was for the U.S. Championship on the women's side. It was the champion, Jackie Tyson, who has been defending against anybody and everybody that has crossed her path and has stepped in her way. Makes you wonder who will stop her and who can stop her. She has just been nearly unbeatable. And she took on a very tough opponent in Hostilities, Crystal King. Crystal King came in with one goal in mind to win, and she showed her heart, determination, and will, and what she has picked up since being a part of Hostility. And I'm excited to see where she goes from here. And she put up a hell of an effort, but in the end, Jackie retained. Jackie is no easy task, and I'm very interested to see who her next foe shall be going forward, because Jackie, like I said, has been nearly unbeatable. Can anybody stop her? Who knows? But I'm excited to see where it goes from there. Please go check out the replay. Both ladies put on a hell of a showing, hell of a great show. Hello, Mr. Davis. Hello, Mr. Buster Anderson. Go check out DPW and NWA. They have great content. Hello, sir. Doing just fine? Hey, man, I've been wanting to do this for some time. IWA War Room needed to happen again, so I decided to do it today, and now it's going down, and I'm excited for it. Thank you, everybody, for joining. It's good to have you all. Hey, all I gotta say is, Jackie, that is your opinion, but I must say Jackie is not trash. She is a very talented athlete and has done nothing but spectacle after spectacle in her matches, and I don't think she's just going to stop there. I could see her doing a lot more from where she is, and she's one of the dominating U.S. women's champions, and it's very exciting to see her reign and where it will go. Next up, Mr. Big Bad Baby Daddy took on Bishop Platinum and Mr. Jay Johnson for the U.S. Championship. And may I mind you, BBBD is the King of the Ring champion. And it was elimination. Down the hall on the left, make a turn. And in the end, the U.S. Championship went to Mr. Bishop. And I'm excited to see where it shall go from there, especially because after that, Bishop was not done from there. Hey, sir, I can't wait to see it. I'll tune in. I can't wait to see what happens with Bishop, because Bishop's night did not stop there. And he said after he won that match, and I quote, "I don't want any weak Americans." And you'll understand where that came in the factor later in the night. Next up was a TLC match between Hostility Daryl Williams and Johnson versus Ragnarok's Goliath and Scar versus the champions, the Mighty, and a partner chosen by his former brother VJ, who turned his back on him. Chambers made his return. And in the end, it was Hostility walking away victorious. Next up was a fatal four-way tornado tag match. And it was between Hostilities, you already know, Daryl and Johnson, versus the Mighty and Chambers, versus Fuck Norris and Omega, and the Standard in a fatal four-way tornado tag match. And in the end, it was the Mighty and Chambers walking out victorious, and they are still the champions. And I'm very curious to see where it shall go. Especially how Mighty's doing after the betrayal of DJ. He seemed a little bit off during matches. I don't know. It was very... I don't know. It just seemed like he was thrown off by the whole VJ situation. Even going forward, he may have won, but I sensed and saw where he was... I think he was still reeling from it. Welcome, Mr. Justin Caballero. Hope I said that right. Next up was the champion. Like we said, Bishop also competed later in the night. Leon Platinum took on Daryl Williams and Buck Norris. It was supposed to be Daryl versus Buck one-on-one. But then it became for the U.S. Championship, and in the end, Daryl walked out the new U.S. champion. And that was very interesting to see, and I hope to get an interview with the U.S. champion here soon. There's a few people I have questions lined up for, and I'm very excited to see what they will say and what will happen. Please stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, for more. And by the way, Bishop did change it to the European Championship. But at the end, Daryl said, I won back the U.S. Championship, so it sounds like it's going back to that. Next up was a triple threat between Crystal King, who competed earlier, versus Quinn Kushida versus Callie Red for the Addicts title, with Callie Red walking away victorious. It was a hard and grueling match from the women of IWA, some of the toughest women you'll ever see around, and they put on a spectacle, and it was fun to see. And I'm very excited to see what Callie Red will do going forward with that belt and who will step up to face her. Now, next up, Ari Hale took on Homeless Henry for the Next Gen Championship. And Homeless Henry had a lady at his side, giving him a new motivation and style. But that was done by the 8th day in some sense, I would assume. And like I said, the 7 deadly sins, that's what they go for in people. So, makes you wonder who is their next target, as they have targeted the whole, they are targeting not just one person, but the whole roster, but it looks like they're picking targets. Makes you wonder who's next. Next up was a gauntlet for the IWA Addicts Men's Championship. And it was the champion Big Lou defending against Chaotic, Jay Hunt, and MG. Now, it first started up between Chaotic and Jay Hunt, with Jay Hunt walking away victorious. Jay Hunt took on MG next, which MG won. And then MG took on Big Lou, with MG walking away victorious and the new champion. And that was insane to see. Welcome, Mr. Chambers. Welcome. But his night did not start there, as later in the night he defended his title against Ari Hale, and Ari Hale walked away the new champion. After losing 2 matches, he came away with a victory at the end, and MG lost the title, but MG was not happy and was trying to talk his shit backstage. Next up was the champion Athena taking on Kumiko Tanaka for the Female Honor Championship. And it was a grueling battle but the dominant Athena walked away victorious. Makes me wonder, who will stop this lady? She is another one just like Jackie that has just shown unstoppability. Makes you wonder, who will stop? And then we have the debuting Father Greed versus the Wild Side versus Shalon King versus George Stubbs versus John Robb in a battle royal, with the winner being Father Greed. And makes you wonder why Father Greed is there and what his intentions are. And greed is one of the sins. Remember that. The 7 deadly sins are wrath, greed, sloth, envy, gluttony, lust, and pride. Next up was for the IWA Championship. The defending champion Wildman took on Mr. VJ, with Wildman retaining the title. And that was a battle. And it looked like VJ had him, but in the end, Wildman came out victorious. Who will be next to step up? That remains to be seen. Welcome, Mr. Logan Slater of SPW, who IWA will be doing the crossover with, as we announced. Yes, welcome, sir. Yes, IWA. Stay tuned for the last part of Warpath to Glory this week. And like I said at the beginning of this, there is also other stuff for the IWA, like the crossover, All-American Massacre on September 28th. RCL, SPW, and IWA. And also, speaking of SPW, Violence No Matter What on August 31st. Oh, yes. I would imagine so. I would imagine so. I would love to see Wildman at the crossovers. We don't know what the matches are. And all we know is it's one night, so it's going to be a jam-packed night. It's going to be insane, and I'm excited for it. I know the fans are. But what do you think, Mr. Slater? Who would you like to see from the IWA over there at the crossover? I guarantee it shall be. I think it's going to be a spectacle. Warpath to Glory, if you missed night 1 and 2, please go check those out. Those were amazing. And part 3 is this week. And also stay tuned for Anarchy Archives this Sunday. Also, the Wrestle Wars World Cup date and announcement is yet to be determined. Well, I would imagine you guys have dealt with a lot of insurance in the past. Like, you've told me some stories on the archives. Friggin', and I'm ready for more of them this week. It's going to be a spectacle as we go through the rest of the pay-per-views this week, too. Stay tuned. And, of course, we have other surprises coming on there. But that's what I have for IWA today. I mean, remember, this is all inclusive to frickin'... It's going to be a great time. I feel like frickin' IWA has a great time coming. A lot of other companies have a great time coming. Stay tuned for all that. A lot of stuff continues to grow in the wrestling community. And also, the Feats, or Fired. Not Fired. Sorry. Feast or Release, I got excited, will be held in October. If I have not explained the rules yet, here's how they will go. So basically, it is a concept that will be held under any kind of stipulation, not just a multi-person. It could be a singles match. It could be a tag match. It could be a triple threat. It could be a fatal four-way. The rules of this matchup: one person. Oh, that would be very interesting to see because I know I was supposed to have Mr. Leo Blade. Either way, IWA War Room does not have a weekly like schedule. We kind of just happen when it happens. Sometimes we'll go live randomly with War Room. I really feel like Leo is gonna address Mitchie on here or wherever he wants to, but I know for a fact he wanted to come on here. So if he wants to, that is up to him. And if he wants to come on the archives, I'm cool with that too. I'm down for Magic to be made because that that match is going to be great. He made the promo. Mitchie came back. Freaking, I can't wait to see. Athena is a very dominant competitor. Athena, I was literally just talking about her. She is pure strength and brutality. I have seen her manhandle just about everybody that has crossed her path. She's been unbeatable. And you have a stacked women's roster on SPW. I have seen the talent that you have there very strong. And I have seen RCL's talent, and I'm very excited to see what will happen at SPW Finals no matter what, and the crossover. Stay tuned, everybody. I'm excited. Like I said, go check out Night 1 and 2 of IWA Warpath to Glory. Both great shows, both spectacles, banger after banger after banger. You won't be disappointed. And if you've never checked out the crossover, like the ones for the crossovers, if you have never checked out RCL or SPW, please go check them out, please. Well, good for you, sir. I can't wait to see that. Very interesting. You have been doing that takeover show. Respect. Also, crap, I had it. I just had it, man. But I lost it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just lost it. It's one of those things I'll pop in later. I'll be like, dang it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, anybody else have any questions or anything you'd like to say before I get off? Cute. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. That's all I have for IWA today. I hope to get some guests on regarding IWA Warpath to Glory. I have questions set for them. Stay tuned for Anarchy Archives this Sunday. Stay tuned for the crossover. Stay tuned for the takeover of DPW, what they are doing with IPW. And also stay tuned for Wrestle Wars World Cup and the Feast or Release match. That'll be happening in October. And I'm very excited to see where everything will go. A huge months ahead for many of companies in the eFed world and pro wrestling world. We will be having on Breaking Kayfabe the next episode, Jesse motherfucking Daniels in the house. I'm very honored to interview him. He's also known for his deathmatch wrestling. He'll be the first deathmatch wrestler on Breaking Kayfabe, and I'm honored. And we also have others lined up for the eventual future as we get the time frame set out. But until that time, stay tuned for more, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be, and peace out.